Arrival, The Road to Hallowmere. Evelyn Ward was 34, an audio documentarian, known for chasing rare and impossible sounds. Volcanic echoes, the movement of glaciers, even the shifting hum of electromagnetic storms. But she was also a skeptic, scientific, rational, fearless. Her journal entry, dated October 11th, read, "Sound is proof of life. Silence, then. Must be the voice of death. I'll record it." She drove 8 hours through gray rain and skeletal forests to reach the town. Her GPS froze halfway there, showing nothing but static lines on the screen. The road signs became unreadable. Letters melted into dark streaks. By dusk, she found the Black Fen Inn, the only building with light still burning. A Victorian wooden structure leaning slightly to one side, its windows fogged from within. As she entered, a bell above the door jingled "Bern," but made no sound. Behind the counter sat Mr. Crow, the innkeeper, a tall, bone-thin man with glassy eyes and a strange, deliberate calm. He spoke with the tone of someone repeating words they'd said 1,000 times before. "Welcome to the Black Fen. You must be the listener." "The researcher," Evelyn corrected. "Yes," he smiled faintly. "That's what they all said." The lobby smelled of old paper and cold tea. On the far wall hung 13 photographs of former guests, each with their mouths scratched out in thick, black lines. "Evelyn, art?" Mr. Crow. "A warning." He handed her an old brass key. Room 13. Evelyn set up her equipment at 1:45 a.m., parabolic microphones, 2 digital recorders, and her custom-made Ward mic, designed to detect subsonic and infrasonic waves, the kind that shake the mind rather than the ear. The swamp outside was like glass. No ripples, no breeze. At exactly 2 a.m., the entire world fell still. The silence was not empty, and it had weight. She felt pressure behind her eyes, like the air itself was holding its breath. She checked her recorder. The levels flatlined. Then a pulse, like a heartbeat, followed by a faint whisper that should not exist inside an empty recording. "Don't record us." The words bled into static. The pressure lifted. And at 2:13 a.m., sound returned. Crickets, wind, her own gasping breath. Evelyn played it back 6 times. Each time, the whisper grew clearer, as though it was moving closer. The next day, she visited the town library. Most shelves were empty. The librarian, an old woman named Ms. Vale, whispered when Evelyn asked about the silence. "It's not absence, dear. It's a memory. The 13th doesn't like to be remembered." In an archived newspaper from 1957, Evelyn found an article, "Local Researcher Vanishes After Attempting to Record the Silence. Evelyn Ward, 32. Same name, same project, different year." Her hands trembled as she touched the faded photograph. The woman looked exactly like her. That night, she stayed awake again. At 2 a.m., the silence fell once more. But this time, the air wasn't still. She heard footsteps behind her on the wet ground, slow, heavy, deliberate. She spun around, nothing. On her headphones, the sound continued, the steps circling her, coming closer, and then stopping right behind her. She ripped the headphones off, and still heard breathing near her ear. When she turned, she saw a figure, pale, thin, face covered with sound equipment wires, eyes hollow like microphones. It mouthed something, silently, then vanished. Her recorder captured everything. When she played it back, the figure's mouth produced one word. "Yeah, repeat." On the 3rd night, she noticed the wallpaper in room 13 was bulging slightly in one spot. When she pressed it, the wall felt soft. She tore it open and found a wooden door nailed shut, carved with a circle made of 13 small holes. Inside was a staircase spiraling down beneath the inn. At the bottom, a stone chamber, lined with reel-to-reel machines and microphones, dangling from the ceiling like nooses. The machines were still running, powered by some unseen current. Each reel was labeled with a date: Oct 13, 1901, 1932, 1977, 2006. Every 13 years, Evelyn played one. The sound began as static, then became voices, crying, screaming, begging, And among them, her own voice, whispering, "You shouldn't have come back, Evelyn." The air grew heavy. The microphones began swaying on their cords, though there was no wind. A low hum started vibrating through the room. 1313 hertz, low enough to shake bones but not audible to human ears. Her vision blurred. The walls seemed to pulse like lungs, and from behind one of the machines, something stepped out. A man-shaped shadow, body flickering in and out of existence, skin rippling like sound waves, face made entirely of black tape reels spinning slowly. "You're late," it hissed in her voice. The reels spun faster, the pitch rising, until she blacked out. Evelyn woke on the floor of her room at 2:12 a.m. Her recorder was still on, the red light blinking. The walls were covered with wet handprints. The photos on the wall now showed 14 faces, including her own. The scratch across her mouth was fresh. She ran to the hallway. The inn was empty, dust and cobwebs like it had been abandoned for years. Outside, the fog was thick as cement. She scray?